Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel.
Hey,
the
girl.
claps were a bit weak.
They were.
Anyway, hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
What's going on?
Y'all know I like to get right into it. But first, I must let you know, honey, if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are we doing and why are we doing it? Please don't do this in 2025, okay? Also, I don't know if y'all know that I have some merch, some Don't Text Me, Text the Baby merch, and some Ooh, I Was So Mad, Don't Ask Me Nothing totes on my website. So please check out the merch on my website. And you might want to buy a t-shirt for your favorite baby mama or baby father, okay?
Period.
Also, I have a Patreon where I do a weekly show called Jazz After Dark. I would love to know if y'all are interested in having me set up a membership here on YouTube so you can have access to Jazz After Dark here on YouTube. It's a late night show where I talk about intimacy. We've talked about friends with benefits. We've talked about the big O. My dad was like, I don't know what the big O is, but I don't want to know. Anyway,
Ask my mama.
We've talked about foot fetishes. We've talked about all types of things on Jazz After Dark. And I'm excited to continue the conversation this year. So if you're interested in joining the Patreon, head on over. But also, if you're like, Jazmyn, I don't have Patreon, I want to join here on YouTube, I would be a member for some exclusive content, then let me know in the comments. I just want to gauge y'all's interest to get access to that content here on YouTube. But anyway, today we are talking about maths, Married at First Sight. Woo, this episode
is a mess. A hot mess.
This episode was a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, on my channel, we always start with the
most boring couple.
Most boring couple. You got it. Thank you for joining in at home. And today we're going to start with Madison and Alan. Madison and Alan, I only have literally 4 bullet points on them. So let's get into it. Okay. We got to see the flashback of Madison and Alan's wedding, and she sure was happy on that day, wasn't she? I was like, did she do a little?
Girl, a little what?
She must have been throwing them back, honey, because we ain't seen Madison that happy since her wedding day. Like, girl, she had her mouth open in every picture. You know you happy when you looking like that in every picture.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. I don't even remember her being that happy, but she was happy. I wrote down, is Alan falling for Madison? I think he is. I think he's really, really feeling her. I think Alan has realized that Madison is the hottest thing in the club tonight, okay? And he's having visions of making love tonight with her constantly to the break of dawn. So, let's shake the spot, okay? Because, baby, it's on. And if you don't know Usher, the 8701 album, if you're not a true Usher-tarian like me, then you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But listen, baby, that's one of my favorite songs, okay?
Go look it up.
I'm gonna listen to that after, okay? But anyway, Alan planned an anniversary, a 30-day anniversary. That's what this whole episode was about. He planned a 30-day anniversary celebration, or activity, I should say, for him and Madison, where they do some active stuff. Those were Alan's words and not mine. They did some zip lining, so that looked really fun. Alan said he was excited about the zip lining because he got to see the harnesses around Madison's chest. Anyway, Madison said that she appreciates Alan listening to her and planning. And, Alan said that he's been trying to get to the next level with Madison, and it's not working. At the end of the day, Madison said, you know what? You cool and everything, but you're not cute.
You ugly.
Like, you cool and everything, but baby, nobody's busting it wide open around here. Okay? Yeah. Madison is not interested in Alan in any way, shape, or form. I think that they were a kind of a decent match, but I kind of see what Madison is sort of saying about Alan. Like, he once you around him a little bit, and I've been around him by watching this show, he kind of get on your nerves a little bit, to be honest.
A little bit, a lot of bit.
He really does. He kind of gets on your nerves a little bit, and I'm kind of seeing why she's kind of got the ick a little bit. And imagine, like, when I look at some people, I want to say, you know, how would they be if they were being sensual with me? I couldn't imagine Alan being sensual with nobody.
Not even himself.
Like, I can imagine his little body being like,
what's going on?
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
He ain't even got no hip action. You know, his hips don't do this. He looked like his whole body would do this.
Oh my God.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Anyway, let's move on to the next couple. Do I have an eye Okay.
Do that off camera.
Let's move on to Camille and Thomas. Or should I say Camille and Thomas? Camille and Thomas. Anyway, Camille was playing basketball. She was playing basketball all by herself. Because Thomas was late. Camille called Thomas and said, hey, I thought you were supposed to be here at 12 or 5 o'clock.
Where you at?
He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm running late. I apologize. I sincerely apologize. And she's like, okay, well, I mean, we said we was going to be here at 5 o'clock.
Okay, girl.
And he's like, I know. Something came up. Something came up? That's not even, like, why are y'all talking like this is a job? I could call any man that I've been on one date with, and I'll say, hey, where you at?
Where you at?
Oh, I knew I was supposed to be there at 5 o'clock, baby. I'm sorry I'm running late. Oh, okay. I was just making sure you're okay. Like, what happened? Are you on your way, or what's your ETA? Like, why do we not ask no questions? What's your ETA? What happened? Are you okay? Where are you? How late are you gonna be? She was like annoyed by it. So when Thomas came in, well, the first thing I wanted to say, I wrote down, Camille said, he knew what time we were supposed to be here. He's a grown ass man. I'm gonna stop y'all right there.
Y'all ain't gonna like it.
Let me tell y'all something. You're not gonna like it. This is just my own personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, okay? Don't cuss at your partner.
Point blank, period.
Do not cuss at your partner. If you want to have a relationship where you have some open communication between you and your partner, don't ever curse at your partner. Don't ever say you a grown ass man. Don't ever say you a grown ass woman. Cussing at your partner is not okay. I don't care if you say I didn't cuss at you. If you're using curse words in conversation with your partner, you doing a bit too much.
Yep.
Okay? You're doing a bit much. Don't ever curse at your partner. Once you start cursing at your partner, they've honestly probably really fucked up, and then the relationship is probably on its way downhill anyway. Okay? So go ahead and cuss them out.
All the way.
But once you start cursing and using that type of language when you're referencing somebody that you're supposed to love, you're supposed to really care about, don't do that. Now, it's different if you talk about somebody else, you're mad about something that happened at work or whatever. But when you start using that language towards your partner, in my opinion, it's a no-no. It's an absolute no-no.
Yep.
And maybe it's because my grandparents didn't talk that way to each other. My parents didn't talk that way to each other. And I never spoke that way whenever I was in a long-term committed relationship or marriage and until you push me to the edge. Okay? So don't do that. Y'all not gonna like that. We grown. Well, you be grown, and then you also be disrespected and be disrespectful. I'm sorry. I don't think it's okay. So I didn't like that Camille said that about Thomas. Like, you're supposed to be very gentle with your partner, you know?
Be gentle.
You could be upset, but don't cuss. Like, anyway, Thomas came in and he was looking very bashful when he came in, right? And she said, "You're late." And you know what? When you're late, to be late is unacceptable. To be on time is to be late. And to be early is to be on time. You know how many times I wrote that in high school? Quite a few. Okay? Because when you were late in my high school, you had to sit down in detention in the morning and you had to write that shit over and over and over and over. And people would walk around and you couldn't take breaks. You couldn't stop. There was no phone to look at. Okay? You couldn't stop. You had to keep writing and keep writing. I used to write mine extra slow.
Okay.
Hell. But anyway.
You better have 2 pages done too.
And she made Thomas do suicides, which is like running back and forth, whatever. I was like, I thought you want a man who's in charge. It looks like you doing the bending.
Girl.
Because why, when your man came in, did you start turning into a drill sergeant?
Explain. Why?
And then you had the nerve to dunk on him.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something. Y'all know on my channel, I do not play into these very traditional roles. Camille's the one who said she wanted a man who lead, and she wanted her man to be manly, and she wanted a man with a little thug, a little swag, you know, a little, smoke a little something, you know, roll a little something, shoot a little dice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you're dunking on your man and you made him do suicides. So which one is it, Camille? Which one is it? Are you more relaxed in your ideals and your beliefs because you looking real relaxed right now, or do you want a man to lead? Because a woman who want a man to lead would never dunk on him like that.
Period.
Anyway,
what would you do though?
Thomas told Camille when she made him do suicides afterwards, he said, "I've seen you have a bit of a vicious side." I think that turned him on a little bit. That's why you gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be versatile, okay, in 2024. Because you never know what your man might like. He said, "Please dunk on me again." Okay? And let me tell you something. If I meet a man and he want me to dunk on him, guess what I'm gonna do?
Like Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna dunk on his ass, okay? Period. But Camille says she don't like that. I don't know. Anyway, Camille said this is one of the healthiest relationships she's been in. I said, yeah, Camille, we know because you date thugs, gangsters, ballers, shot callers, okay? Getting laid tonight.
24, I got baby.
They restricting my life.
Making money to fly away.
Anyway, so yeah.
Better way.
That's what you said you like to date. That's why this is one of the best relationships you've been in, because this man is older and he has a different mindset than probably some of the people you've dated. So anyway, Camille asked Thomas where he sees himself in 5 years, and he said that he would like to be, you know, more advanced in his career, and he would like a child, at least one by then, and he wants a family. And Camille said that her values are in the same place. She would like to be self-employed in real estate. I thought that was a red flag. And yeah, she wants to progress in her career, and she wants a family as well. I thought the whole real estate thing was a red flag because it just kind of made my spidey senses go off that Camille may have some alternative motivations for being on the show, you know? And that just kind of like, you're a real estate agent. I didn't really know that. Maybe I didn't pay attention, but I don't know. She said she wants to be self-employed. She wants to work for herself. She's in real estate. It made me feel like she has a few ulterior motives, but who's to say? I don't know. But that's kind of how it made me feel. But anyway, when they got to the dinner, I'm going to be talking about the dinner separately for every couple. For Madison and Alan, there weren't that many notes on the dinner side. But Camille did say that she told the group that her and Thomas had consummated their marriage, and they were all screaming for Big T.
Big Thomas.
So let's move on to the next couple.
Big T with the big D. Big Thomas.
Okay, my mouth is dry and I'm hungry as hell.
What does this have to do with the video?
I can get one more couple done though. Let's move on to Juan and Carla. Okay. Juan took Carla to his job where he works his 9 to 5, and Carla don't give a damn.
At all.
Okay. She's not interested in what he does at all. And what he does was not at all complicated. Like, I didn't even pay attention, but I knew that what he provides, like, building resources. So, supplies for builders. He works in construction. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know. I legit was not paying attention. I think I was eating ramen at this point, okay? But I knew more about Juan's job than Carla knew, because the producers asked Carla what he does for a living, and she said, I think he like works like really hard. This is not even exaggeration. She said, I think he like works hard or whatever. Like, he's always hard. Not when I'm around, but like he tells me he's hard all the time. And I know he's like super hard, and he like always has his laptop open, and his laptop opens and closes, and he's always like doing a lot of sighing, like deep breathing around the house, like, so I know he's like super hard worker. Literally, no exaggeration, that's how she acted.
Exactly.
Girl, did you not pay attention during the tour?
Right.
It's like an open book test. You took a tour, and then the producer said, what does he do? And you couldn't explain it. Oh my goodness, Carla, girl. Anyway, Carla let Juan know that she quit her job. She said, I just can't be managed.
After the fact.
And he said, well, what direction do you want to go in? She said, I am the direction. She said, I just want to focus on expanding my business. What business?
She don't got one.
You can't expand something that you ain't got.
Cricket.
That's like me saying, I just really want to like expand my butt. I barely got a little bit.
Girl.
Well, I guess that's not the same.
Bad example.
But y'all know what I mean, okay? Like,
no,
girl, what business do you even have to expand?
Don't.
You got to start a business first.
We don't know what you mean.
Like,
we're confused.
Anyway, Juan said, you can be crazy, but not stupid. Right. Y'all, I'm going to say this. I don't really resonate. I'll say this. I don't resonate with some people who say that they can't be managed, or they just simply can't work for anybody else. Just say you don't want to. You could, but you just don't want to, right? Like, there are ways to start your own business and be an entrepreneur and still work in corporate, but you just have to really like stop letting things affect you. Don't let the feedback affect you. Don't let what your boss has to say affect you. That's not your long-term goal, to be at that job. Your long-term goal is to work for yourself, so you can build yourself up while working for somebody else. But to quit and be like, oh, I can't be managed, I think it's a wrong mindset to have, because sometimes you need that steady income while you're building yourself up. Being an entrepreneur, speaking from experience, is not easy. It's inconsistent. You don't have that steady income. Sometimes I look at, people that I know with full-time jobs. I'm like, wow, sometimes I miss that consistent income. I wouldn't go back and do it unless I was like, completely forced to. But I know the benefits of having, health insurance and a 401k, and you're saving money and you're paying your taxes automatically. So I feel like Carla not really being on top of her business acumen. I feel like she needs somebody like Juan to kind of question the decisions she's making, right? But she's kind of just not taking it seriously. I hope she does see the value in just having not even a partner like that, but even just a friend who's able to help her with some of her business knowledge, or even thinking about the why behind some of the decisions she's making. But she's not really taking it seriously. Sorry, I put my HR hat on for a second there. But anyway, I wrote down, Juan is not tripping about the fact that she quit her job because he don't plan on being with her.
Yeah, he's like, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. That's not my problem.
He doesn't give a damn if she quits her job or not. He doesn't care if she has a stable income or not. In fact, I'm going to jump to a later note that I had. Juan said, I'm interested to see in how Carla's life plans out. It's a movie for him. You know why? Because he doesn't plan on being a part of it. He's like, yeah, I'm interested to see how her life is going to work out. That's literally what he said. Not our life. I'm interested to see how our future or how we're going to figure this out or how I can support Carla or how we might end up being together. He said, I'm interested to see how that works out for you. Good luck. Carla said, oh, now we can have our morning coffee together. Now we can have our morning coffee together.
Girl.
And he was like, yeah, we can since you don't have a job.
Brokey.
Loser. No job. Loser. Brokey. He was like, how do you think you're going to navigate things since you don't have a job? You're jobless. No job, no housing. Brokey.
Bum.
Yeah. Juan hates the fact that she doesn't have a job. He doesn't respect her. My dad said something about Juan. He said that he thinks, and he said this weeks ago, my dad said that he thinks that Juan sees Carla as like someone who's immature, like a young girl. Because my dad said he kept referring to her as a girl during one of the meetings that they had with the psychologist that they have. And I didn't really understand what my dad was saying at that moment, but this actually made me realize what he was saying. It's like Juan thinks that she's immature, irresponsible, she don't have her shit together. He's not into that. He wants someone who's more established, just like Michelle, right? And that's why I don't think he's attracted to Carla. Is that he don't like her ambition. He's looking for a helpmate. He's not looking for somebody that he has to mentor. No shade. Anyway, the last thing Carla said is, I'm going to collab with a woman in New York. She like wants me to fly out and she wants to like fly me out and like have me out and like have me work. And like, you know, she just wants me to do cool stuff.
And fly me out.
And Juan's like, okay, what are the dates? I don't really know. Maybe like sometime, maybe like 2025.
Or 26.
He's like, okay, how much are you going to charge her? I don't really know. I haven't really gotten there. Yeah, I think I'm going to let her pay me in like graham crackers.
Or sex.
Girl, what? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I will admit I would never talk about rates on television. Like, that's not something I would talk about on TV. But I would just say, you know, I don't really know if I want to talk about it on national television, but I do have some ideas of what the rates, you know, the rates I want to charge her. At least pretend like you got your shit together, Carla.
Pretend, girl.
Anyway, the one thing I will say about the dinner situation is Juan was getting on Carla's nerves. Honestly, Juan was saying a lot of things during the whole dinner fiasco, which we'll get to later, that added no value to the conversation. Honestly, he said one thing that was valuable, but he was doing a lot of talking and not adding any value. Which I found to be annoying as well. And I also didn't like the way that Juan was playing devil's advocate in the situation between Imem and Ikechi. Like, why are you playing devil's advocate? Like, you don't know which one is the devil or which one is on the right side. Which one's the angel, which one's the devil. So how do you know who to navigate, who to advocate for? Like, I don't really understand people who play devil's advocate in a situation where you say, oh, I don't really know. If you don't know, then how you play devil's advocate? You should be playing both sides to see. I don't know. I don't really understand that. But it kind of felt like he was on Ikechi's side and he really didn't believe what MM had to say. That kind of bothered me a little bit, you know. And maybe it was edited that way. I don't know. But it kind of did bother me, you know. Okay, remember the couples were here celebrating their 30-day anniversary on this episode. And David and Michelle went to dinner together. Michelle had on a yellow dress, which was very cute. She also had on yellow eyeshadow, which was not very cute. And some of y'all ain't gonna like what I have to say about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Do it.
There are people like Michelle who think that, you know, she thinks she deserves a sophisticated, elevated man who has sophisticated and elevated taste and likes to and has been places and knows things and drinks wine and swirls it around in his glass, but you don't even know what eyeshadow to wear with your dress. Ooh, gag it.
Oh, that's the real tea. How sophisticated are you?
Because I'm sorry, no shade, But a guy who is sophisticated is gonna wonder why you have on yellow eyeshadow with your yellow ass dress.
He won't even be able to eat his appetizers.
And I wonder. So the thing about it is, if you want to pretend like you're too good for David or anybody else, please be able to put yourself together. No shade. Anyway, David showed up in a zip pull-up sweater and tennis shoes on the date. And Michelle said, is this what you wear? Is this what you wear on, like, I didn't think this was what you were going to wear tonight. And he's like, oh, well, he starts making excuses. I don't know why David is making excuses for who he is. Obviously, this is what you thought to wear, David. But then he starts to say, oh, well, I didn't really have time to get ready. Like, I didn't want to be late, so I left from work and came right to the dinner. You don't know how to pack an outfit? It wasn't the fact that you were rushing, David. It was the fact that this is what you wear to dinner with your girl.
Exactly.
It's okay to be like, oh, this is what I would normally wear. And he was like, do you not like my outfit? And she was like, oh, well, I just thought, you would just dress up a bit more. I thought, And she was like, David had on sneakers at this restaurant. Did you or did you not request a black man?
She did.
Have you ever seen a black man dressed up, Michelle? I think, honestly, when she requested a black man, I've said it before, she's never dated a black man before. She was honestly just talking out of her ass. She was just naming things that she would like to have in a mystery world. And she didn't actually think about what a relationship with a black man is. Have you ever seen Pharrell Williams in a suit? Yeah, oftentimes Pharrell Williams looks really nice in a suit, but 9 times out of 10, he got on tennis shoes.
Yeah.
There's often times where black men wear suits with tennis shoes. She said she was expecting him to wear slacks and a nice jacket, a blazer.
Okay, girl, whatever.
Only young guys don't dress like that. I'm sorry. I'm not saying what David had on was appropriate for the dinner. You know what I mean? I don't really know. It looks like they were at, you can't really tell on Married at First Sight what's fancy and what's not, because they're in this like meeting room with all the cameras. Like, it doesn't feel real. So you can't really tell if the place is nice or if it's casual or whatever the case is. But oftentimes when I like for my man to just wear a black t-shirt, I love a black t-shirt, jeans, and some nice clean shoes. I don't care if they're tennis shoes. I don't care if they're whatever they are. You know what I mean? But I love a black, crispy black or white t-shirt, a necklace, and a nice jacket or whatever, and some shoes, like tennis shoes most of the time, because that's what a lot of younger black men wear when they go out. Like, especially on an anniversary dinner, like, I've never been out with a guy who wore a suit to just a dinner or anniversary suit. They might wear something nice, but it's never been a suit. Because that's not how young black men dress.
Exactly.
But you've never been with a black man, so you don't know. That's like a part of hip hop culture. Like, even if you wear a suit or something like formal up top, tennis shoes, the latest sneakers or whatever's popping and, whatever's hip and like cool, whatever's happening, is how we dress. It just irked me because I hate the fact that she requested a light-skinned black man. She doesn't know anything about black culture. So it's like you didn't put no thought into as much thought as you think into the person that you requested. You got exactly what you asked for, girl.
Right.
She literally got what she asked for to a T, and she's upset about it because it's not good enough for her. Embarrassing. Anyway.
Are you not embarrassed?
I wrote down Michelle is aggressive. If we want to talk about a woman who is aggressive on this show, it's Michelle. But nobody's calling her aggressive. Not even David.
Right.
Wonder why that is. Anyway, Michelle said, at the end of the day, I'm not okay with this. We don't have a connection. And he was like, that's really tough to hear. She goes, it's tough to say.
Okay, girl, calm your ass down.
Michelle, I honestly can't stand you. I can't stand you. Like, You're telling this man over and over. He said it's tough to hear over and over that somebody doesn't like you. It is tough, especially when they're really trying to make it work, especially when you both agreed to marry somebody that you've never seen before and all they're doing is trying and just trying to be authentic, but also trying to please you. And you continue to be aggressive towards them. It's no longer passive. When you sit down at a dinner table and somebody says, is this what you wore? Like, that is, if he had done that to her, oh, everybody would be in an uproar. And I'm in an uproar about it because I think it's disgusting, actually, the way that she treats him. You just can say no to this man on decision day at this point. You've told him every time y'all get together on camera that you don't like him. He's not good enough for you. We get it, girl. We get it.
Yeah, so what's the point?
Anyway,
of asking that?
David is still trying to prove himself to this girl. I wrote down, why does he want to be with her so bad? Okay. He said, will there ever be a connection between us?
No.
And, yeah. She basically said no. But anyway, on the next scene, she said, well, we're not on good terms. Or no, yeah, when they got home from the restaurant, she said, we're not on good terms, but it's still our 1 month anniversary. And I'm trying to like make things positive. Michelle, I honestly wish that Michelle would just go to hell at this point. I think I think her and No Coochie should have been matched because they are the fakest people on the show. Like, they're unpredictable. They're extremely emotional. I think they're even manipulative. And I would have liked to have seen them together, to be honest.
Yep.
I wrote down, Michelle seems fake AF to me. She was also sizing him up at the altar as he went over his vows and she was looking at him from head to toe. Normal, but you could tell like her excitement was start from the moment she walked down the aisle till the end of the vows had decreased like significantly. And you could just see like she was already coming to the conclusion that I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Yeah, her smile faded. Anyway, after they watched their wedding video, David started to feel a little bit better. He started to feel a little bit more optimistic. And she said, yeah, and it went all downhill after that.
Oh, Lord.
I can't stand you, girl. There she is again, making jokes. So it's just to once again to let him know I'm not into you. He knows, girl. I don't even know why he's still trying to kick it with you. I think he's just doing it for the camera because I think we're going to find out that he cheated on her anyway. Which honestly, she better not be mad at him cheating.
She will be.
I don't know how you're going to get mad at a man going out to find somebody who actually likes him. When you tell him every single day that he live with his mama, he's not independent, he's not where you think he should be in life, he's not good enough for you, he's not attractive, he don't look good, he smokes, he curses, you don't like nothing he do, that's not your man, y'all don't have a connection, and then when he go out and find another bitch to be with, you over there yelling and screaming, talking about X, Y, and Z. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense. Anyway, David could not make it to the anniversary dinner with all of the couples, so he sent Michelle some flowers. I thought that was a very nice gesture. When Michelle got to the dinner, she was asking the other couples about sex. I'm like, why are you worried about it? You worry about your own coochie.
Cootie cat.
Anyway.
Il nana.
David showed up to the dinner halfway through in his work clothes, which is just a t-shirt and jeans, and said he snuck out during his break. I'm sorry, that's unattractive. You couldn't bring no clothes. You had time to sneak out, but you didn't. You had time to order flowers. You had time to sneak out, but you didn't think to bring any clothes with you. So you showed up to the nice dinner where everybody's dressed up in a t-shirt with your underarms musty because you was on break at work.
Hella musty. Armpit stains and everything. What?
I'm sorry, David. You lost me on that. Because you don't show up to the dinner musty and everybody's dressed up. If you could think about ordering flowers, if you could think about leaving work and rushing, you should have thought about putting on something a little bit better as well. Or wearing a suit to work that day. It looked like you can wear anything you want to work. So you should have wore a suit to work that day.
Yeah, some slacks.
The hell's going on? I honestly think that David showing up to the dinner was a bad decision.
Yeah.
And we know we're going to hear about it next week because Michelle's going to have something to say about it.
100%.
She said, you just left. Did you get released early? And he goes, no, I kind of snuck out. You know what's unattractive? A man risking his job for some BS.
Exactly.
Oh, baby, don't lose your job. I'm not Juan. Don't lose your job, honey. Do not lose your job. Don't come home and tell me you didn't lost your job. Please, please. You better not lose your job. You better not lose your job. That's one thing you better not do. You better not lose you better keep that job. Anyway, David was trying to keep the peace during the dinner. I like the fact that he made it seem like he was on Ikechi's side, but he was really trying to protect Emem from being embarrassed. And I love the way that David stood up for this black woman in that moment. I think that he did it very subtly, and he mentioned multiple times he felt bad for her. He wanted to give her a hug. I thought that was very thoughtful, and I just thought it was a really nice moment of, him protecting Emem and not wanting her to feel embarrassed or
MM.
And he said, I didn't like the way that No Coochie was talking to her. That was so disrespectful to me. So he just wanted to dead it. You know what I mean? And I really appreciated that. Okay, we have one more couple to talk about. And y'all know I gotta relax before I talk about the blacks, because this couple gets on my nerves.
Take a deep breath.
Okay. Let's talk about MM and No Coochie. We call him No Coochie on my channel, or I call him No Coochie because he don't want none.
Period.
I have 2 full pages. Let's get into it. We're 30 days in, okay? And MM and No Coochie are I don't think black people say the word picnic no more. But y'all, I'm trying to say they're on a date outside in the park. Okay, they're on a date outside in the park. They're enjoying lunch. And MM says, how do you feel about, where we are right now? And I think MM was already sort of checked out at that moment because she didn't have a lot of energy. She doesn't really have a lot of energy, but she just seemed to be checked out to me. And he said, the score at halftime doesn't determine the end of the game. And she was like, okay, well, that's a good way to look at it, I guess. It's a glass is half full way to look at it, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I wrote down MM's makeup is absolutely on point. She looked beautiful this day in the park. Michelle should probably take a few notes on how to do her eyeshadow and do her makeup. No Coochie said, this is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to paint in nature more often. No Coochie, please shut your ass up. Please shut your ass up. Boo! Boo! Where's the Sandman? Where's the Sandman? Because if the Sandman could come out on his ass, I would have the Sandman come out on your ass. No Coochie, shut up. I know you probably thought it was cool and cute to say, oh, I want to paint in nature. This is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to have conversations with my wife and da-da-da-da. No Coochie is the fakest person that I have seen in a long time on reality TV. So fake. So inauthentic. He's just saying things. I think that he is extremely, incredibly insecure. I don't think he has a real personality. I think his real personality is probably extremely mean because he makes up things that he thinks are nice or kind. And he's pretending the entire time. We see it through the episode so much, okay? Anyway, I wrote down he's so passive aggressive and mean. Please, y'all. Oh my gosh, this is such a huge red flag for men who pretend to be nice. but they're passive aggressive and mean.
Yep.
They don't do anything overtly to treat you like shit, but they're treating you like shit because they're mean and passive aggressive.
Yep.
Like, and the way that he communicates with everybody is extremely off-putting, right? I wrote down no Coochie feels inferior to his wife. That's it, and that is all. I think that's why he's so upset. He met MM, and she said he was expecting to get with somebody stupid, and he got somebody who was educated, and he feels inferior. That's exactly what it is. I also think it's in his nature to be a butthole. He called her an asshole, right? I think it's in his nature to be mean, and because he has incredibly low self-esteem, and he needs to go get help.
Immediately.
But I think the fact that he was actually matched with somebody who was very ambitious, a successful entrepreneur with a master's degree and all of these things, with a nice apartment, who makes more money than him, who's slightly taller than him, I think it really irked him. And yeah, I think he's just incredibly insecure.
Yep, that's it.
So they were talking, and he said, you know, these are the things I want to do. This is the kind of dates I want to have where we get to know each other. We're open and getting to know each other. And MM said, okay, well, do you think that you're like, you know, producing that lifestyle now? Or is this something you're actively doing? And he said, like, he kind of ignored her, I think. And then she was like, you didn't answer my question. And he goes, I wasn't trying to answer your question.
Well, what the hell are we talking
That's
for?
when I would have got up and walked off. I promise you.
Exactly.
Because I'm not about to deal with that. No Coochie said at the end of the episode, I'm not about to deal with her childish behavior. This is childish. The way that you were acting the entire episode was childish.
Yep.
From the date in the park, that was childish. From getting home after the date, that was childish.
Yep.
You've been acting like a kid the entire time. Like, and then you get mad when MM has an explosion because she's been putting up with your BS for the entire 30 days. And now she has a reaction, a real reaction, which he got a kick out of. He enjoyed it. He had a smile on his face at dinner. Because people like him love to see it when you have an emotional reaction to them, so that they can point the finger at you and tell you that you're wrong and you're childish and you're immature. And that's exactly what he did.
Ooh, you better preach.
I thought it was so interesting that No Coochie said, you keep hitting me upside the head with your answer stick. You're poking the bear.
That was also so stupid.
No Coochie, I don't want to be in the woods with you or the bear.
What the hell is an answer stick? You dummy.
I thought it was so interesting because we had this conversation in 2024. Women did on TikTok mainly, where they said, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? The reality is, being stuck in the woods with a man can put you in at just as much risk as being stuck with a big ass, wild ass bear. But No Coochie compared himself to the bear. He was the bear in this situation.
Right.
He kind of proved our point, didn't he? That he is just as dangerous. He's just as volatile. He's just as unpredictable as a wild animal. He compared himself to the bear. He said, you keep poking me, you're gonna get a reaction. She wasn't poking you. She's just simply asking questions. Like, she's asking follow-up questions to things that you're saying that you want in life that don't make no damn sense.
Exactly.
So she's trying to get clarity. This entire season, go back and watch my reviews if you haven't watched them. I clocked this man, said a lot, and didn't really say nothing. Every time he opened his mouth, he made a little ass speech with no impact. Because he's not very impactful. He has nothing impactful to say. He just kept saying stuff the whole time. It didn't mean nothing. Like, oh my gosh. I never want to see him on TV ever again. I wrote down that No Coochie is totally emotionally unstable. My dad said that No Coochie wants MM to respect him, but as soon as he called her an asshole, he was being disrespectful to her. My dad said you cannot ask for respect from your partner and call them an asshole. That was the opposite of respect. So he disrespected her. So when they got back to the house, he called her an asshole. And he left. He grabbed his big ass camping backpack.
Yeah, his big tent.
And he left, and she went in the bathroom and cried. I'm really glad that she didn't cry in front of him, though, because like I said, that energy exchange is really important. He wants a reaction out of her. And so I'm glad she was able to hold it in until he left. I don't know. After he left, M said, I'm still here. She was texting him, over and over. Where are you? Hey, I just want to know if you're going to be X, Y, and Z. M. Why are you texting this man? Give it up.
Give
it up. I personally think that No Coochie's in a relationship somewhere else. He came on the show, like my dad said, to promote himself. I was wondering, what does he have to promote? But my dad was like, he's promoting himself. I was like, you know what? Ding, 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 ding. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You're right.
He has the recipe for somebody who's completely self-absorbed. He has no emotional intelligence. He's self-centered. Everything revolves around him. He thinks he's making a good impression on TV, but he doesn't know how to make a good impression because all of his actions are 100% inauthentic. Like, I'm just so mad. My reviews are supposed to be funny, but I'm so mad. Anyway, let's talk about dinner.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
M got on the bus without No Coochie. And everybody's like, where is he? She said, well, he came and got his shoes. He said hi to me, and then he left. I haven't heard from him since. He hasn't replied to my text messages. He's been completely ignoring me. And she had on her cape. I wrote down, that's one of the reasons he don't like you, MM. You're too much of a boss. And I'm really glad MM wore the cape that night, because there's something so bossy about a cape. I love it. There's something that says, I do well for myself when you have a cape on. And the fact that she had that on when she was supposed to be going to dinner with the other couples and meeting up with Ikechi, I thought it was great. Well, she didn't know if he was going to come or not, but I thought it was just a really good outfit choice, to be honest with you.
It said boss.
She says, I don't know if we're at the point of no return or not on the bus, because I think Juan asked her, are you at the point of no return? And she was like, I don't know. And Juan said on the bus that he thought No Coochie needed to get some help because he has some pre-existing emotional issues that he needs to address. I totally agreed with what he said. But then he got to dinner and started playing devil's advocate.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
Why would you advocate for the devil?
MM was spilling the tea. She said he the one who put my hand on his private parts on our honeymoon night. He's the one who did that. He initiated the first sexual act. And then he tried to accuse me. Sorry. Then he tried to accuse her of being aggressive. He called her aggressive. He called her an a-hole. He insinuated that she assaulted him, that he told her no multiple times, and she wouldn't listen. That is diabolical.
Yeah.
Unforgivable. Anyway, No Coochie came to dinner late. Halfway through the dinner. Dressed to the nines. And everybody was like, what's up? He's like, I'm chilling. And Alan was like, is that a reason to be like halfway late through dinner? You were chilling? He goes, yeah, it is.
Uh-oh. He a thug.
Everybody's like, okay, what's going on? I have no peace in my home.
Oh, Lord.
I have no peace in my home.
It's a Tyler Perry production.
No Coochie is a incel. He's an incel. All I see is a big L on his head. Like, I never want to see him on TV ever again. I hope he never comes back to film. Like, I promise you. I know I'm going to see him next week, I think. I don't even know if I saw him in the previews. I literally hope I never see him ever again, honestly. I've never said that about anybody on the cast, I don't think. I never want to see this man again. Like, anyway, he said, my wife makes me feel like shit. He has low self-esteem. Because MM has not put you down. She hasn't said anything to make you feel like shit. You feel like shit on your own. That's how you feel about yourself. I wrote down, he's a dummy, bitch. He ain't never gonna be nothing. Anyway. I wrote down MM is fed up. I give it up to her. I don't care. I wanted her to go off. She said him with his Joker ass suit on. I know that's right. I would have roasted the hell out of him. The viewers would have been mad at me, honey. Y'all would have been mad at me the way I would have roasted that man. I would have said, baby, you got low self-esteem with that Joker ass suit and those Harry Potter ass fucking glasses you got on, bitch. Okay? You carry a backpack around because you ain't got no home. You live in a raggedy ass box, you stupid bitch. I would have went off on him. They would have had to blurt out everything I said that night, honey. She said, if you bring me a clown, you're gonna get a circus. Period. But you know what I said about this sort of behavior, this sort of self-absorbed, self-centered behavior. As soon as she got up, because she had been playing it cool this whole time, he said, see why I didn't want to talk about it at dinner? See why I didn't want to whatever? It put him in a position of see how she's acting? See how she's acting? He's the ultimate manipulator. He is. And I'm not saying he's particularly good at it. No. I think the reason he's able to control MM's emotions because she feels very vulnerable. She came on Married at First Sight because she genuinely wanted a connection with someone. She's upset and she's hurt. Her feelings are hurt. If he had been paired with a real bitch who wasn't vulnerable like that, he wouldn't have been able to do that. She would have got him all the way together. My dad said the other men should have slapped him. My dad said when men see a man acting up, when men see a man disrespecting a woman, when they sense that they're not treating somebody the way they ought to be treated, they ought to get their ass beat. I'm just telling y'all what my daddy said. Anyway, No Coochie said, I came here to celebrate y'all. No, you didn't. You lying to these people like you came to celebrate them. And they're like, we appreciate that. Why would you come celebrate them? That don't make no damn sense. You was halfway late to the dinner because you wanted to celebrate them. And then you want us to celebrate them. So when MM came out of the bathroom, you particularly waited until she came out of the bathroom to get up from the table and leave. You couldn't have left when she left? Like, talk about manipulator. Like, why didn't you get up? Why are you waiting until she came back to the table to leave? Oh my gosh, go to hell. Anyway, Madison said that No Coochie is a con artist and he knew what he planned on doing before he got to dinner, and she's 100% right. I wrote down No Coochie is a loser. No Coochie told the producer, as soon as I said I didn't want to sleep with her, the whole thing switched. Everything switched. He's lying. He's lying. And he said she put her tongue down my throat before I could even tell her that's what I wanted. When did she do that? When did she put her tongue down your throat? This is the first time I'm hearing about her putting her tongue down your throat. You mean she kissed you and you didn't want any tongue? And when was this? Was this the honeymoon night? Was this the wedding day? Are you talking about at the altar? What are you talking about, No Coochie? Like, what? I love the way that David was hyping MM up. He was like, just keep doing you, baby girl. Did y'all hear him? He was like, just keep doing you, baby girl. And he said he wanted to hug her. That was really nice. I thought it was funny that Camille said he's supposed to be a woke black man, but he calling you aggressive. That ain't right. I mean, it's more than that though, right? I think that in this day and age, it's really important for people to understand what it means to tell somebody no and what assault is. or attempted assault. So when somebody crosses the line with you, I know this as a woman, it's something I should take seriously. If my friend tells me, oh, I went out with a guy and I told him no a few times, I'm going to be like, okay, I got my eye on you. I'm definitely watching you. Like, this is dangerous behavior. And I've been in that situation where a friend told me that about somebody. And I was like, definitely watching them. Definitely trying to see what their character is. You question this woman's character. We should take this just as seriously. Just because you're a man, it doesn't mean, oh, I could just backtrack on what I said. No, we take assault seriously. So when you say that you told her no and she didn't listen to you, she just kept going and kept trying to pursue you and kept trying to pursue you and wouldn't take no for an answer, that's a very serious accusation. But to be like, oh, I didn't really mean it like that. Child, you need help. I feel like this man felt belittled and insulted and because he has low self-esteem and he wanted to get back at her. He wants to bring her down and pull her down. And I hope they don't make her interact with him anymore, even though I think they will in the future episodes. So I don't know. This was, the Paige, remember Paige a few seasons ago, the dark-skinned girl who was matched with that guy who didn't like her, Chris. The thing about it is Chris tried to be manipulative, but he just wasn't smart enough to do it. I think that No Coochie is a little bit smarter than Chris, a little bit more calculated than Chris. He's not smart at all though. And I think that he has more practice with manipulative behavior, and I honestly don't want them to make MM interact with him ever again on the show. I hope that she can just continue the season by herself, and I would love to see her date. I when the couples don't work out, I want to see them date. Somebody said, I saw the previews and she asked him to move back in. The experts help navigate the convo. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Woo, y'all. Anyway, that's the end of my review. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I got anxiety now, so I gotta let y'all go. Subscribe to my channel. I love y'all. Bye.